welcome into the PHNX Suns VIP Lounge, brought to you as always by our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to your podcast. We always appreciate the support. I'm Lindsay Smith. I'm joined by Saul Bookman and Espo. And listen, if you tuned in really late to that game, or if you're just going off the score, it doesn't tell the whole story, because this one was basically a blowout until the final minute and 15 seconds of the game, fourth quarter-ish, half. I don't know.
Even when Monty took out all the starters, which they were up by 12. But that's how bad Elfrid Payton is, and we'll get to that in a second.
But Espo, pregame, you nailed this one. You said it was going to be a blowout, but it was going to come down to the score wasn't going to match the details of the game, basically.
I called a 3-point victory even. And I said it's not going to be close, but the Bulls offense in the end is going to tighten that up. And that's exactly what happened.
Espo, you're stuck in the box, but I just want you to know that I too picked them to win by 3, but then somebody said Espo picked them by 3 too, so I changed mine to 4. Then I found out Lindsay had 4, and I was like, you know what? I'll do 5 just to appease everybody so we don't have the same thing. So there you go.
Do you have the receipts? Because I don't recall that.
Jacob's my receipt. He was here for it.
Where are you, Jacob? I don't know.
I was told not to talk as much tonight.
Only when you're queued up, Jacob. We queued you up. You got to speak up when we queued you up.
So you can have the number right, but if you don't predict how it happens, you're just guessing, my friend.
Okay.
As Metal Mike says, I'm from the future, baby. And I brought back that almanac just so I can get all this shit right. So,
oh, my gosh.
Suns win the title, by the way.
You're from the future, but you just brought up like an old-ass reference. Anyway.
Back to the future, baby.
That's an old-ass reference.
Shall we get started by heading to the bar? Espo, do you want to tell us what tonight's drink of the game is?
Let's go to the bar.
Espo doesn't even know what it is.
Well, I was hoping Jacob would put the graphic up sooner.
It's a Chicago delight. Don't ask me what's in it other than a whole hell of a lot of JaVale McGee, baby.
It's 3 shots of JaVale, baby. That's all you need to know. Let's go.
I love me some JaVale.
Good.
Lindsay's like, let's cue the graphic that Espo doesn't know about.
Jacob, you let me down. I'm
Strong
so
start. Strong. Let's go.
I'm so disappointed.
Just leave Espo hanging, even though he's in the box down here. Right.
Well, you said you were from the future. You should have known.
Lindsay.
I didn't watch this show
Lindsay
when I was
with the icy hot fire right there.
I had better things to do when I was in the future. So.
All right. So normally I would say let's start with Devin Booker, but we've got some fun things and nice flowers to give him a little bit later on the show. So let's start with a few of the other players on this team. JaVale McGee was on the drink of the night glass. How'd you guys feel about JaVale's contributions tonight?
JaVale was stellar tonight until he basically hit the wall in the fourth quarter and was like, Coach, I got nothing left. I don't know what you want me to do from this point forward, but I'm hitting alleys, I'm hitting layups, I'm hitting threes, I'm getting rebounds. Like, what more do you need from me right now? Because he was gassed in the fourth quarter. And we looked at each other and we're like, where's DA?
Well, and I know DA was in a little bit of foul trouble there, so I understand why Monty maybe wanted to save him a little bit, but kind of feel like he should have stuck him back in a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I don't know why this is a theme all of a sudden, but, you pointed it out the other night. Who are they playing?
Atlanta.
Yeah, and we basically didn't see him in the entire fourth quarter. So I really like JaVale. Let's just talk about JaVale. I really liked what he did tonight. He was really solid on both ends of the court. You can't help but watch him because he looks like he's a car accident waiting to happen, but he just is so damn fun to watch sometimes when he's rolling.
Maybe they're keeping DA healthy for Thursday?
Dude,
don't put that bad juju out in the world. Stop it,
I meant for the Bucks game. What are you guys thinking about?
Liar.
You need him against Giannis. Look, JaVale was great offensively with the 16 points, the 8 rebounds. But holy hell, his defense and some of those blocks tonight, he came up big on the defensive end as well. It's great with JaVale, and we know what you're going to get from JaVale. You can get that energy. You're going to likely get a technical in tonight. But overall, it was great. How bad was that technical, by the way?
We need to, like, if there was a drink of the night, there should be like something awful that we hand out every single night too, and that definitely went to the refs. I don't know what in the Johnny fuck they were watching tonight, but I assure you it wasn't basketball. Refs were calling calls out of their position, behind players, making up fucking mythical things on the court like they were watching some fucking, Harry Potter movie or some shit. It was just stupid. It was absolutely fucking stupid. That block was so damn clean by JaVale McGee. That ref had no business calling JaVale for a foul. And then he teed him up because he was like, yeah, you're right. I am an asshole, but fuck you, T. Like, what? No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, I feel like if they turn over the call, the tech should go away with it.
For that, in that instance, yes, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Right, like if it was something more egregious or whatever, but JaVale just basically said, dude, you screwed up, fix it.
Again, at this level of basketball, referees need to absolutely have thicker skin. It's just so stupid. So stupid. Yeah. It's so elementary. It's so freaking YMCA ballpark type bullshit that these refs are on sometimes. When Devin runs down the court and he holds the ball because he's frustrated, okay, just call a delay a game. That's what EJ said. He was like, hey, just give him a delay a game. No harm, no foul. Mm-hmm. He learns his lesson. We move on. No, we got to tee him up because we got to prove a point. I'm not going to be disrespected. No, you disrespected yourself by being a big asshole.
Well, and at the end of the day, everyone in the chat is loving. Manuel says, oh, I miss the salty rants.
I'm back,
Soul's intensity is what we need on a nightly basis, says Cesar. It's just.
Oh, you want to see me get intense? If Esmo's thing comes to reality on Thursday, I will be livid.
By the way, fun fact, Johnny Fuck was a 6th-round pick of the Suns back in the 70s.
Well, there's a lot of Johnnies. There's Johnny Fuck, Johnny Jackass. Yeah.
I've heard the Johnny Fuckface every once in a while comes up as well. So
I just think that refs need to take a step back sometimes and remember, like, they're not the ones playing the game. And sometimes you just need to let players have some emotion so that fans can also enjoy it as well. Like, we've talked about this before with some of the texts that the guys on the Suns team have gotten after big dunks or something of that sort. And it's just like, enough, okay? Enough. At some point in time, you have to realize, like, if your feelings are hurt for whatever reason, swallow it, bury it deep down, and then let it out in therapy next week.
Push that shit all the way down, and don't ever let it come out until an inopportune moment presents itself.
In those kind of situations, when if the league reviews these and says, hey, it shouldn't have been a technical or those things that they do sometimes, the ref should have to pay the fine. That was originally assessed. Like, there should be something that they get hit in the pocketbook when they screw up that badly and they call a guy for a tech for that. Because it's crap that basically JaVale McGee and Devin Booker are going to have to pay for literally pay their own money for referees' shitty calls like that tonight.
Yeah.
John Montoya, super chat, $4.99. Appreciate you, buddy. Don't know what you wanted to say, but we appreciate the money.
Yeah, of course. If you have a comment, please drop it, and we will read it here in just a little bit.
And Buck Dog, I'm not going to say what Buck Dog said, but Buck Dog with the comment of the night in the comments right now, I love it. It's pretty funny.
We're going to just skip right on over that one.
Buck Dog, I'm sorry, that's not going up there.
So you.
Buck Dog, you could super chat us $50 with that. That ain't going on the screen, all right?
He's like, challenge accepted, 100.
All right, so you said you wanted to talk about Elfrid Payton at some point in time, so let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Kinneret in the chat said, are we going to give props to Payton for stepping up? His stats don't tell his story tonight, especially the first half. Not a superstar we need, but he did step up in the first half, which is fair. He did.
Cool. He was awesome in the first half.
Yes, he played really well in his first shift, and he allowed Chris Paul to have more time on the bench to rest, which is a positive. And hopefully we can get more of that in the future.
Then what happened? But that's the conundrum with Elfrid Payton, is you might get a little bit, but you're not going to get a lot. You're just not with him. Like, between him and Shaman, I don't know who shits the bed more.
Hold on,
to be
what's
honest
your
with you.
gripe with him, though? He only had 1 turnover tonight, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. What's the gripe tonight?
My
with
gripe
Elfrid Payton?
specifically in the second half was just bad decision making. That's where the stats kind of mislead you. Like even at the end of the game, they're up by 12 and he's giving the ball to Bismack Biyombo down low. Like why? Just hold the ball for a few more seconds and let the time run out. But they were in such a damn hurry for whatever reason, and he's the leader of that. That's why.
That's fair, but what do you want? He's the freaking third string point guard, and we all know this point you need somebody else in that spot.
Again, I'm just gonna say, like, it's still whatever the circumstances may be, he's still responsible for him, whether he's the starter or the third stringer, and he's got to play better than he does.
Brian in the chat, Elfrid looks like MJ compared to Shamet.
Oh.
Ooh,
that's mean.
This is a Sophie's choice situation for Saul.
This is tough. I don't know who to crap on more, Elfrid or Shamet. Oh man. Listen,
Vince said we want a better third string point guard, Espo.
I honestly, Espo, you and Gerald had kind of brought this up a couple times here and there, and I wasn't necessarily completely on board with the thought that we needed a backup point guard because we have Cam Payne. But I will say this, Cam has been injured a couple times this year, and you can see the distinct drop-off between CP3 and Elfrid Payton. And if there should be a scenario in the playoffs where we have to miss out on some Cam Payne time, oh, crapola. We are man. Listen.
Or Chris Paul and Devin Booker are in for a hell of a lot of minutes.
Well, and that's the whole point, right? Like, especially if it's an early series, like you're just going to wear yourself out before you get a chance to win a title, and kind of what happened last year. And so, man, I'm kind of on the boat with, I would like to see another ball handler of some sort. We thought that was going to be Landry Shamet. It's not Landry Shamet. Anybody out there, America, if you're listening and you can dribble a ball just a little bit, tell the Suns, because we need you.
I love that the Suns have a big win, and the Phoenix Suns are the best team in the NBA, and we're acting like a bunch of jabronis sitting here nitpicking every little thing.
But
they won, all right, everybody?
It's because it was a 3-point win when they were up by like 28.
No, it's not even, well, it might be partly that. But for me, I think big picture-wise, the reason why we're nitpicking so much is because we all realize how close we are. Yeah. And we don't want it to slip away like it did last year. Yeah. So while you're enjoying the ride, you also want to nitpick because you're like, you are this dang close. Do not let it slip again for the second time in a row, because this time around is going to hurt way more than last year.
Yeah. Look, listen, Monty knows that too. Like every step of this way, it's a process, right? You got to learn about yourself, and you got to face your weaknesses. And yeah, you're winning games now, cool, but winning games in February is not the goal, right? At the end of the season is the goal. You want to win the championship. So how do we get there? How can we assure that we can solidify our roster to get there? And that's why we go on these little tangents right now.
I think it's just being really I think it's just like a little bit of your fandom coming out, right? It's just the desire to want your team to win a championship so that you get to enjoy that glory and that greatness.
Look, I get it, but I'm kind of torn because after the 10 years we went through of watching such shitty basketball, there's part of me that goes, we should enjoy the ride too, because in those 7 seconds or less years, it was always about, let's get to the playoffs. How are the playoffs going to play out? It wasn't about enjoying the basketball. And part of me is like, maybe we should enjoy this because they could go back in the crapper at any point, and I want to remember that I enjoyed some damn good basketball.
I think we still do, though. I
mean, Espo acts like there's just going to be this switch all of a sudden, and it's like the Monstars are going to come out of nowhere and suck all the mojo from the players, and they're going to show up one night.
Do you not remember 2010, 11? After the Western Conference Finals? Do you not remember that?
But that's not this season. Like this season, let's stay in this season, Espo. Stay in this season.
That's my point. Let's enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy it. Like we always enjoy the wins. They're always fun. They're always great. But again, like a win like this, when you look at the big picture, when you're up by that many points in the second half, and then somehow you only win by 3,
like
it's a
WTF.
little
Yeah,
concerning,
get
it.
and there's some things to clean up.
Get it.
That's all we're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, one thing I'm enjoying, Saul, is that hat tonight. That is spectacular. You got.
Thank you very much.
All right, gentlemen.
Lids.
We're going to take a quick break because the moment we've been waiting for since September is finally here. So in honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet $5 or more and get 280 in free bets if your team wins. Now, if you're not a new customer, you can bet on Super Bowl 56 props instead. DraftKings Sportsbook offers a wide range of props throughout the big game. Take your shot at winning cash by predicting props like if a non-quarterback will throw a pass, fourth quarter conversions, total yardage, and so much more. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use promo code PHNX and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 or more and get 280 in free bets if your team wins. With the promo code PHNX. That's 21 and older only, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com. Jeez, oh, Pete. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Thank you. Speaking of DraftKings, we're going to go ahead and name our DraftKings king of the game. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't you worry. He's coming right after Devin.
Okay,
He's coming right after Devin.
All right.
Hey-oh. What's up, Espo?
There's Espo.
Our
You're welcome,
DraftKings
America.
king of the game, of course, goes to Devin Booker. Devin finished with 38 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He was 14 of 23 from the field. Devin came out. I can't tell if Devin loves Chicago or if Devin hates Chicago because he came out tonight on one. He had 16 points in the first quarter. He hit the 30-point mark with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. I mean, he was just out there putting up numbers like Devin does.
We got 83 points out of Devin Booker the last 2 times he's been in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
That is insane. Yeah, he had 45 points the last time the Suns played the Bulls.
Yeah.
So,
why is the crown never just right on Devin's head? Why is it always off to the side or slightly weirdly positioned? Can we give the actual king of the Phoenix Suns his props and place that thing square on his head?
let me see it
stop
one more
roasting
time.
the intern.
Let me see it one more time.
Oh, wait, that was the intern? Never mind. I thought it was Jacob. Good work, intern.
Wait, Jacob, can I see it one more time?
Yeah, it is a little like artsy.
A little low, maybe.
She said, "My bad." You made her cry, Espo. What is
Way to
wrong
go,
with you, man?
Espo. You're such a jerk.
Jesus Christ!
I
man.
don't know
What is
which
wrong with
intern's
you?
back there tonight, but let me just say this. That was strictly a shot at Jacob because I thought he did it.
Let her defend
and I
herself.
appreciate your work.
She says no.
Yeah, she doesn't even want to come on camera because she's so shook up. Jesus.
There's worse things that we've done to interns on the program. So this is not the worst.
Like position your head on their body.
Exactly. Making them be my body double is much worse.
Metal Mike said that crown placement's amazing now that I think about it. So
Yep. Thank you. Metal Mike and I had the same page. Now that I know who did it, that's spectacular work. Congratulations.
Vince said it looks like a man bun, not a crown.
It does look like a man bun. It does.
That's funny. That's
Okay.
hilarious. Okay. Speaking of DraftKings, right? We got the big game coming up. Is somebody going to tell Mikal Bridges that Cam Johnson has seemingly convinced his teammates and his organization to cheer for the Bengals in the Super Bowl? Because this picture was released by the Phoenix Suns today of Jamar Chase with a CP3 signed jersey. So I think Mikal's going to be a little mad.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Hey, Mikal, you know what? I think we all love Mikal for the most part. This is the one thing that we all probably hate about Mikal is that he's a Rams fan. So I'm glad that the Suns are kind of bucking him and saying, you know what? This is how it's going to go. We're all going to root for the Bengals.
Can we get Ocho Cinco a Cam Johnson jersey too? Like he said, he likes Cam and what he does. Let's get that to happen too. Let's go all in on Orange, rooting for Orange this weekend.
I want to know if there's like some sort of a connection there. Do you think?
I know just Cam.
Outside of Cam being a fan. It just seemed kind of random, right?
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
I don't know. Is anybody in the chat, y'all? Anybody got any inside scoops on that? Or Espo? Do you?
I wish I did. I'll reach out. I'll
CP3 said he
Oh.
wanted a Jamar Chase jersey during the playoff run. They might have swapped jerseys?
Well, there you go.
So there you
Thanks,
go.
Vince.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That he would send him a jersey now that he's playing in
Yeah,
the Super
dope,
Bowl.
dope.
Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, that was kind of interesting. I feel like Mikal's really hoping for his team to pull through even more so now, being that his team kind of gave him a little bit of a cold shoulder almost.
Yeah,
felt
I
like
hope
there.
Mikal cries on Sunday.
Ouch.
Mikal isn't even rocking his football team's jersey when he walks out. He was in a Coyotes Kachina white jersey
That'll
on
work.
his way off the bus today. So
That'll
hey,
work.
at least he's smart enough not to rep it in the cold in Chicago.
Those jerseys are pretty dope. So even if you aren't a fan of the Coyotes, you got to give them props for their jerseys because top in the league for sure. Hands down. No question about that. All right, Saul, are you ready for
Oh, yes. Our shot
our
of the
time?
night.
Yeah, it's time to take your shot presented by Arizona Department of Health Services. So COVID-19 vaccines are free for everyone 5 and older. Those 12 and older are also now eligible for a booster. Visit azhealth.gov for a location near you. Take
Our
your shot, Saul.
our shot tonight is the one, the only, the mythical beast on the perimeter, one Mr. JaVale McGee. Run the clip, baby. This is the most beautiful shot you'll see this season. Blah! Let's go. This is just, that's poetry, baby.
The best
JaVale,
shot. The
JaVale
best part
sat
is
there
EJ.
and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And then he was like, okay, I'm going to shoot it. And the best part is what, Espo? Go ahead.
EJ going, don't shoot it. Don't shoot. Oh, that was nice. You know? even EJ's like, no. Oh, okay, that works. You know?
I mean, hey, sometimes when you're big and you're out there isolated like that, you literally are on your own island and nobody wants to come near you. It's like you have some zombie virus. Sometimes you just got to let it fly.
Let's be honest. Even analytics was going, no, that's probably not the best shot to take here. It's JaVale McGee.
I don't know. He's knocked out a couple of them this season so far.
Threes?
Yeah.
Has he?
I'm
A
pretty
couple,
positive
but
that was not the
it ain't-
first JaVale 3 we've
it
gotten
ain't
all
pretty.
season.
I'm pretty
All right.
sure. Oh, he's got 2 this season. So he had one other one.
Well, there you go.
Tell me what
That's a
game.
3.
Tell me what game, Lindsay.
Thanks, chat, for telling me
I
that
wrote it
earlier.
down somewhere around here, I'm sure.
It ain't pretty.
Anybody, the first person in the chat to tell me which game JaVale McGee. What is that there already?
Yep,
Let's see
he
it.
hit one against
Loose
Boston.
tidbits.
Boston. Ah,
There you go.
there you go.
Because I
Man,
made
I
a
was
big
just,
deal about
I
it
was just
then,
about to say
too.
the first person in the chat to say it. I was gonna give a shirt, but somebody beat me to it, so never mind.
Brittany asked, did anyone see the Bulls bench after he hit the 3? No, I didn't. What did they do? Please tell us. Did you see him?
Oh, run it back. Run the clip again. Let's see.
Yeah. We do have
We
the
do have the
clip.
clip, so let's just run it
Duh.
again. All right, let's watch the Bulls bench. They don't
I
really do
couldn't see
anything.
anything.
They don't really do much of anything.
They sat there and just stared sadly.
Yeah. Cool.
That's probably what it was. Just the utter shock that
I mean, JaVale is a stretch 4. Let's be honest.
Oh my God. Every big man is a stretch 4 to Saul. It's positionless basketball,
It is
damn it.
It is positionless basketball. Let's go.
I mean, so says Jay says, you can still give that person a shirt, so just saying.
You know what?
I
Taboo's
could.
tidbits. Direct message me on Twitter. I'll take care of you.
Oh, look at him. Look at Espo.
Somebody's got to. All right, so real quick, I do want to kind of touch on this. Gerald should be joining us here shortly from Chicago. Devin had what appeared to be a limp at the end of the third quarter when he was heading to the bench. And then he didn't start the fourth quarter and he had ice on his right knee for a minute. Obviously, we did see him come back into the game, finish the game seemingly without any issues. But hopefully that is not an issue moving forward.
It just looked like he banged knees with somebody and he fell on the ground. I saw it was maybe about a minute and a half. Yeah. The alley-oop. There you go.
Mhm.
And so I think he's fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he just came. I think it was just one of those. He came down a little funny, but it didn't look very serious. It just was enough where he was rubbing that calf. So
Yeah, but it is something to keep an eye out on just in case. We end up seeing Devin on some sort of the injury report tomorrow before the Suns take on the 76ers. I did think this was funny too. On Twitter right now, Bulls Talk, NBC affiliate, their Twitter in Chicago said, quote, "The best team in the NBA barely pulls out a win over a short-handed Bulls team," end quote. Just listen. They're being tongue-in-cheek. It says, "is the headline, and don't let anyone tell you any different."
Okay.
So they're being a little
Okay.
tongue-in-cheek about it, but I do think it's funny that they're at least acknowledging that, like, the same thing we said at the top of the show. If you just saw the score of this game, you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
But it is totally different than what the actual, like, meat and potatoes of this game was.
I mean, they are the best team in the NBA. That's no lie.
That's fair. That is fair. Espo, we have a new partner, and I know that you have been utilizing them quite a bit recently because you are on a journey to better health this year. So can you tell us a little bit about them?
I'm attempting to, and let's be honest, as you all could tell, I'm not somebody that puts a lot of healthy things in my body, but as I was researching my journey to losing weight, the company Athletic Greens came up a lot. A lot of people just praising it in a lot of ways, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this. And right at the same time, they became a sponsor here, so I didn't have to spend the money, but I'm getting the benefits of everything that you get. I start my day every day taking this before I take my daughter to school, and with one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, I'm absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods, sourced superfoods, probiotics, antigens. It helps get my day started right. It's like a jump start for me every morning, and the energy that I get from it has been better than a cup of coffee. I've been very impressed with it, been very happy with it, and I think it actually tastes pretty good. A lot of people are a little, squeamish about having a green drink to start your day, but I got no problem with it. It supports better sleep quality and recovery. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 five-star reviews, so it's not just me who's liked it and found good things. Other people have as well, and it costs less than $3 a day, so less than I was spending on my coffees every morning. So make it easy. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you one free year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/suns. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/suns to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutrition insurance like I've been doing myself.
MCG Blue in the chat says, "Way to go, Espo. Improving one's health and wellness should be a goal for everyone. Keep at it and keep inspiring more Cove Crazies to do the same."
Manuel in the chat
Thanks,
says,
MCG.
"Send me the link. I'm fat as fuck."
Well, Espo just told you the link. Head on over there and get you some Athletic Greens, and hopefully it'll help us all get a little bit healthier.
It'll definitely give you a boost of energy. I've tried it myself. It's the boost of energy is almost similar to the second half that Arizona just had against ASU and destroying the Sun Devils tonight. So that's pretty cool. So that'll get you really jazzed up.
It also gives you mental clarity, so maybe the refs should be doing this stuff before the games too, because they can't get their heads out of their asses. So.
Yeah, McCoy just said in the chat, lots of BS calls by the ref this game. Monica said, "I didn't get to watch the second half, so the starters still played the fourth quarter, and we let the Bulls back into the game?" ? Yikes.
A little bit. It was like at the beginning, it was a little rough. Then they brought the starters back. They kind of held form, and then they came out and they blew the lead again. It was just, it wasn't really that clean of a fourth quarter, and it wasn't all the starters.
Some people would say it was the refs who allowed the Bulls to really get back into this one. Some people probably are upset about their gambles tonight and maybe missed a few dollars because of that.
Yeah.
And to be clear, that last minute and a half after they put in basically the bench warmers, that it was a 12-point game, and the Bulls rattled off a bunch of buckets there that were fairly meaningless at the end.
They went on a 9-0 run. I'm surprised they didn't start fouling, to be honest with you, because you saw Devin Booker get up when they cut the lead to 5. Devin Booker got up and he walked towards the sideline like, "Am I about to have to check back into this game real quick?" And luckily he didn't have to. So.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's give a little bit of love to Chris Paul because we have not talked about him at all. so far in this post-game show. So he finished with 19 points, 11 assists, 3 rebounds. And then we had a really cool tweet that Espo saw on Twitter tonight from Boardman6477. And he shared this stat that we're going to put on the screen here in just a second. Chris Paul at age 36 is the only point guard over 35 to average over 19 points and 12 assists in a 10-game stretch. Now, note that he did say point guard because I know somebody mentioned LeBron had done it, and also while averaging less than 2 turnovers per game. We've talked a lot about the ungodly type of things that Chris Paul has been able to do at this age in his career, basketball-wise, but this is an impressive stat that we got to see on Twitter tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, we're a little distracted here because Shane, the man behind the Mac, is trying to get a camera for his set so we can go talk some ASU hoops here in a second. But yeah, listen, Chris Paul has already, especially for his position, has already surpassed a lot of expectations.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's even probably surpassed a lot of our expectations in terms of what we thought we might get out of him this year. And he's the point guard for a reason, man. He's just fucking awesome.
Well, and let's be clear. I get all my stats from random people on Twitter that are unverified. So I don't know if this is a real stat or not, but it sounded really good, so we talked about it.
I mean, I would believe it. It really wouldn't surprise me if this was a real stat, to be honest with you. Chris Paul, like I said, has been able to accomplish so many incredible things this season and last season as well. It's like, I don't know, he found the fountain of youth or something of that sort.
Ooh, Taboo's Tidbits just said, who's the better passer in their prime, Nash or CP3?
That's a tough one.
Oh, that's a hard one. That is super hard. I'm going to go with just strictly passing ability. It's hard for me not to go with Nash.
That's exactly right. You're 100% right on that, Saul. Just on pure passing ability. Overall, in their entire career, I think it's CP3 and everything they were able to do. But Steve Nash's passing ability was second to none.
Morton in the chat said, greetings from Oslo, Norway. It's 5 a.m. and can't sleep. Love you guys. Let's trade for Dragic and finally dump the Elfrid Payton. Hi, welcome from Norway. That's amazing. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you.
What is the native
here.
dish in Norway? What's the go-to in Norway? Have you ever had Norwegian food?
No.
I don't know if I've ever had Norwegian food.
Morton, can you you shed some
light on that? I can tell you where Norway is. That sounds
It's right by Sweden.
Oh, sure. Okay. I couldn't tell you where Sweden is. So.
A complete guess of mine. There you go.
Buck Dog said, go ahead, Espo.
I was just going to say, did you see Manuel says, CP3 is the Espo version of Saul. Ponder that because I have no clue what that means. Lay off the Fruit Loops Fruit Roll-Ups from the dryer there, man.
I don't know if that's an upgrade for me or downgrade for me.
I don't think anybody knows.
I don't know. I think that's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
Somebody had far too many edibles before joining the chat today, I think.
Brett Murdoch said mutton and cabbage stew. Oh my gosh. Defend your honor, guy. No, that's not it.
I don't know what that is. Buck Dog said Nash could make better threads. CP3 makes the better decision. Vince says the dimes Nash used to dish out were otherworldly. MCG Blue says, oh, close, but I'll go with Nash for passing skills alone.
I think there's a few more highlights of Nash. I just remember this. One of my favorite passes of all time was when he crossed over a couple times against the Lakers, moved to his right, and just flipped the ball behind his back to a diving Amari Stoudemire for a slam. And I was just like, that's just only the best of the best of the best can do something like that. It's just he was just so effortless sometimes with his passing. And CP3 will nutmeg you, of course, and he'll make some nice passes too, but it's just not as flashy as Nash is, I guess I would say.
I love our friend Adam Mares from DNVR in the chat saying, you really don't know where Sweden is on a map? What use does that do me in my life to know where Sweden is on a map? Like that has no useful
Did we offend you, Adam?
Somewhere over here.
Like if I wanted to go to Sweden, I trust that the pilot knows where it is on a map and I'll get there. Like I don't care where it is.
It's just that's such a weird hill to die on right there. Like, how dare you not know where Norway is? Jesus, Espo.
I mean, listen, we all grew up in the United States of America. We know that our education system is not that great. Okay,
not that
give
great.
us a break. We're doing
Extremely-
the best we
He
can.
says he's extremely offended.
We are doing the
don't blame-
best we can.
I don't blame our education system. I blame my desire not to care where anything is on a map for it. I never was all that. I can do the states, but I was never all that interested in where is everything on the map, right? I mean, if I wound up in government and needed to know that, I would have learned it. But I wound up doing podcasts from my home closet. So what do I care?
He's like, listen, I got this closet. It's really awesome. Like, let me just live my life.
Don't make me Google where Norway is right now.
Do my thing. Oh,
All right,
my goodness.
All right,
gonna-
let's get back on the track.
I want to bring up something that we threw out on Twitter today.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't like it. I already quit.
I hate you for this so much.
I know, but we might as well, it's we put the people through it, so we might as well do it ourselves, right? And I'll see if I can actually share this on the screen. We'll try technology here. Let's see what I can pull off. Here we go. We had the graphic on our Twitter earlier today, which was extend, cut, and trade JaVale McGee, Cam Johnson, and DeAndre Ayton. The thought experiment is simply, if James Jones could only keep one in this offseason due to whatever the case, luxury tax, anything else, who would he keep and why? And so I want to put us through this. Extend, trade, or cut JaVale, Cam, and DA. What say you? Why don't we start with Saul, because we know that Lindsay's going to be the Norway or the Sweden or the Switzerland of this and not answer the question. But Saul, where do you stand?
Oh wait, Morton did answer the question though. He did answer the question. The national dish in Norway is fang.
Yeah, good luck with it.
Fankla? Farinka, lamb and cabbage stew, I'm afraid. There you go. All right.
I'll try
So to me, this is not even close. It's not even a debate. And anybody else who says otherwise is wrong. You extend DA, you trade Cam, and you cut McGee. It's not even close.
I agree 1,000%. And Sunder Stunks, as I told you on Twitter, bad juju is the only kind of juju I know that doesn't play wide receiver for the Steelers. So, but look, you're 100% right that it's extend DA, trade Cam, cut JaVale. I mean, that's the only way you could go about it. The sad thing is, if they don't want to go into the luxury tax, we might actually find out what that looks like in the offseason. But I thought I'd throw it out there as a thought experiment with the deadline coming.
Chris said in the chat, the thought experiment, quote unquote, is inhumane. And I agree.
This is true.
I
sacrificed some sweet baby angels. I'm sorry.
Brian in the Brian. I don't know if we were supposed to call him Brian or Brian.
It's either Brian or Brian, maybe.
Brian.
Yeah. Like with an accent.
So he just said,
Brian.
if we could trade TA
I'm for real.
for KD today. I know. I'm saying what he asked.
Okay.
I said if we could trade DA for KD today, would you do it? I love DA, but KD is generational, and we win a championship with KD without a doubt. So I would take KD. But listen, there's not very many guys out there that I would trade DA for. And if for whatever unbeknownst reason the Suns should ever go down that path here in the near future or in the next 4 days, oh, that's just so bad.
But Taboo's Tidbit said you get a better return trading Ayton though than Cam.
Like right now, like right now.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting until after next year.
Well, wasn't that the whole thought experiment was for this season right now?
Yeah.
Or was this at the end of the year?
This was at the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
Experiment. But look, if you could get in a time machine and trade DA for prime Hakeem Olajuwon, would you do it, Saul?
Yes.
All right. Just wanted to make sure. By the way, Morton invited me to Norway, said I can crash on his couch and we can live stream me eating lamb and cabbage stew. Saul, if we will put this on the corporate credit card, I got something to do this off season. We'll do
There you
this.
go. I got you. Yeah. Well,
All right.
unfortunately for you, though, it's a canoe. So good luck.
How am I going to canoe from Arizona? We're kind of landlocked.
You just go around the globe the other way.
Morton, I'll see you there sometime in 2028.
Hey,
right?
it's sweet baby Gerald. What's up, buddy?
Hi.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Hey, Jacob, do we have that surprise for Gerald?
Oh, no. Poor Gerald.
Jacob totally just rolled his eyes like he wasn't ready for this.
Party on, Girth! Welcome to the show, my friend.
Oh my God.
I just want you to know that I had nothing to do with this one.
Oh, Gerald, you think that's bad? Just wait till tomorrow night because I got a nice, sexy photo of you, buddy.
God, poor Gerald.
Oh,
Catch
yeah.
a break.
Yeah.
I tried to fly halfway across the country to escape this shit, and this is what happens.
You can't escape us, Gerald.
Oh my God.
What's up, Gerald? How did it go in the post-game press conference?
It went pretty well. It was, obviously the big topic was Devin Booker. He had a great shooting night, got started early in the first quarter, and everybody kept saying the same thing. It always comes within the flow of the offense, which, I kind of want to push back on that a little bit because it seems like he has been way more aggressive in the first quarter, but it does seem to come within the flow, so can only fault it so much. The Suns weren't really worried about that last second push. I know it got really close in that last minute there randomly. But that was just kind of a third string random fluke that occurred. We talked a little bit about DA's hook shot and how it's becoming more of a weapon for the Suns and how they just did a good job tonight of kind of weathering the storm when the Bulls made their pushes. DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine both played really great games. Monty thought their defense on them wasn't too shabby. It was just kind of one of those nights where they have really good scorers and the second half defense wasn't kind of up to par. So, you'll take it on a road trip like this, especially with the gauntlet that they have coming up. It wasn't their best game, but it was a win and it was a solid one where they dominated that first half.
Got you. I asked my question. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Did you get any update on Devin? I mean, he finished the game seemingly without any limp, but did they say anything? Is he cool?
Yeah, so Book said it was just a knee-to-knee thing, kind of a bump, and he said it's straight. And he came back in and closed the game. He had some ice on it. Obviously, he had that weird ice wrap that he has on his knees, but he has that from time to time. After games, we've seen it for years now. He'll have 2 bags of ice wrapped around both his knees. So it's not anything new, and I don't think it's anything to be concerned about. We'll have an update on his status tomorrow, but based on what he and Monty said, it doesn't sound like it's anything to worry about, just something that, quote, tweaked.
Did you guys ask,
Go ahead.
did you guys ask Monty about just kind of the minutes for DeAndre Ayton and why we didn't see him much in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, he said it was one of those things where JaVale was playing well and DA kind of struggled with foul trouble all night. He got his 6th foul and fouled out late in the game after they went back to him. But it was just one of those kind of strange nights where the foul trouble, when he got his 5th, kind of took him out of the flow. He would have come back probably sooner. And Ayton said he was going to stick with McGee, who was playing well for a stretch because of that foul trouble.
Gerald, let's not bury the lead. Tomorrow, DA's got to go up against Embiid. I know you're excited to watch that in person in Philly this time. Aiden has shown over the last, pretty much last year, going up against matchups that he used to have problems with and is now starting to excel at. What do you expect from him when he faces Joel tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, every Suns game we talk about how it's a different person that's stepping up, but this is one of the rare occasions where, even if the other guys step up, they're still going to need a big performance out of DA because let's be honest, Joel Embiid is playing like an MVP candidate this year alongside Nikola Jokic. He's been phenomenal in keeping the Sixers afloat. They've been playing this whole season without Ben Simmons and are still, near the top of the East, about a game or so away from the 1 seed. So it's going to be on DA to show up and, do what you're talking about as he's done with Nikola Jokic. He's kind of dominated that individual matchup. Embiid is a tougher matchup for Ayton just because of his versatility and strength down there. But we've seen DA so many times this season, how much stronger he's gotten with dealing with guys that are just a load on the post. Embiid's averaging more post ups than anybody, almost double the next closest player. So that's going to be a huge individual facet of the game, is how well he fares on that block, how well he holds his ground and stays out of foul trouble, especially.
Did anybody deftly avoid getting fined and talk about the refs this evening?
No, actually, it wasn't a topic of conversation. We did talk a little bit about some of the chirping that was going on, because, man, you hear some of the things that people say courtside, and you wonder how the NBA still lets people sit courtside. Because
no, that's why they let people sit courtside, because you want to hear all that juiciness. I was so disappointed last year during the pandemic when the arenas were empty and Bally's and the Suns just decided to just pipe in the sound. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Let that shit ride, because I want to hear all that stuff.
Are saying.
Hell yeah.
I would pay extra for an unfiltered broadcast.
Oh my God, I would too.
Totally.
Oh man, that was a missed opportunity. Adam
and unfortunately we couldn't hear anything the players were saying, but we did hear there was that one Bulls fan. I tweeted it during the game. He yelled out, "Hey Devin, you're dating the ugliest one!" And then the next play, Booker comes down and hits that buzzer beater to end the first quarter. So he definitely heard it. He said, "We got a lot of." His quote was, "We got a lot of assholes on this team, and they love to respond to that type of thing." So that was pretty cool. I asked him about the T-Rex, because Benny the Bull brought the T-Rex out during the Suns starting lineup, and they were fighting. And he said he didn't see him. He wished that he had. I asked him if the joke was getting old yet. He said, "You tell me." So I think he's.
Well, what'd you tell him, Gerald?
I just sat there in stupid silence, like a reporter often does in that situation.
I'm surprised that he didn't come down and say, "I'm not Tristan Thompson," and run off the court when he was.
Ooh.
I saw a tweet tonight of look at this, Mikal Bridges basically like, I don't know, some sort of shimmy dancing in front of the Raptors and Benny the Bull. It was
just
hilarious.
Send that to Jacob.
I'm gonna have to retweet this real quick. I'll send it to
It was perfect. It was that little slow creep dance that he does sometimes during his starting lineup, but it was perfect because they were fighting in the background. It was great.
It was hilarious, man. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, I'm with Devin. It is kind of at this point, I feel like we all knew Benny the Bull in Chicago were going to do something with this. Like, they never let an opportunity like that pass. But I will say, I feel like we should move on to whatever the next funny thing is around this team.
Yeah,
and let the Raptor thing kind of die.
It's a little played out.
It played its course.
Yeah, it's a little played out now. Course. Yeah, for sure. It's time to move on. So let's.
I mean, technically, if we want to be technical, it's not even a Raptor either. Like, it's a T-Rex. Like, get your facts straight.
Thank you.
Those aren't as easy to get on Amazon, you guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's a good time though. But anything else that stood out to you, Gerald?
Not particularly. I think this is a team that wanted to come in, get this win. They handled business in the first half, a little bit of slippage in the second, but they're ready to move on to another very tough test against a more healthy team. The Bulls were obviously missing a lot of key guys tonight. Take it, move on.
Here's that clip, Gerald, if you want to take a look real quick.
Yes.
It's fun. Mikal.
Oh, I love me some Mikal.
Mikal, just nice. I
freaking love Mikal. Like, he's the funniest dude in the entire world. And I also love that he just does not care about like having fun or poking fun at himself or anything of that sort. Like, Mikal he's good people.
Yeah, for sure.
He is. And just a brief teaser, because I got to talk to his mother for about half an hour last night, and I talked to Mikal at shoot around today. So we're going to have a good story on the Bridges family and the whole Philadelphia connection coming up in the next couple of days.
And this is why we send Gerald on the road.
Yep.
To get these juicy stories right there.
Get us that sweet
That's what
content.
I'm talking about. That sweet content, baby.
By the way, Gerald, you're on your way to Philly. What time did Saul book your flight for?
Oh, my God.
My flight leaves at 6 a.m., so I can be there for shoot-around, for Sixers shoot-around.
Oh, look at that. So. Also, Gerald, when are you leaving, most importantly?
Yes, I don't have to leave until Wednesday evening at like 7 or something, so he's giving me a whole day to sleep in, thankfully.
You're welcome.
Get yourself a cheesesteak.
That's exactly.
Yes.
I told him, hey, if you're gonna be there, you might as well stay long enough to go enjoy some of the sights after you do, you get your stuff done. And he's gonna go get a steak, and he's gonna go look around at probably the Liberty Bell or some shit.
The Rocky Steps.
Yeah, the Rocky Steps. You gotta run up the Rocky Steps, right? Yeah, let's do it.
I never did.
I did.
I'm
I did
gonna
once.
pass out halfway up the steps, but I'll try.
Yeah, they're not that tall. You'll be fine.
Take some of those athletic greens. You'll be better for it.
There you go. It'll give you all the
Look at
energy
that.
you need.
Look at that.
All right, Gerald. Thanks for tuning in.
Stay
with
warm,
us.
buddy. Stay warm. Hope you have a thick jacket out there.
See ya.
I do, and I'm wearing basketball shorts under these dress pants. I'm not gonna lie.
He's like, I don't know how to layer. I don't know how to layer. I grew up in New Mexico. Now I live in Arizona. What is this?
He's like, man, this thong is not going to cut it. Let me throw some basketball shorts over the top.
He just rubbed green chili all over him. That's the New Mexico way. Keep warm.
Run, Gerald. Run. Hurry. Hurry, Gerald. Run away.
The spice that's twice as nice.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God. All right. I'll
Bye,
see you guys
Gerald.
tomorrow.
See you, buddy.
Gerald's like, please get me off this screen. Also, MCG Blue gave you and I a shout out. We got some. He said, man,
the
both
kicks.
Saul and Lindsay rocking super clean white soles on their kicks.
Thank
Do you guys clean the bottom of your shoes? Because those are impressively white for shoes. That
No,
you
I
No.
just think it's just a camera.
I also think
Okay.
it's just like I try really hard not to wear my nicer shoes to places that will be dirty.
Yeah, same.
Ooh, golden boy, cut, trade, extend, Espo, Saul, and Lindsay. I don't want to know the answer. To that.
I'm gonna
I have
cut
a feeling
myself.
I'm getting cut.
I'm gonna cut myself.
I'm
Give
going to
some
cut myself too,
I
because I'm just going to be
volunteer as
humble like that.
tribute. We're just
Fine.
that's
I'm
like
going to
tribute.
extend myself. Give me the damn money you guys leave on the table. That's fine.
Yeah, we wouldn't expect it any different. So,
I don't want to get traded because it's too cold.
I'm not trading. I'm just quitting.
Yeah, I'm not getting traded.
I'm
It's too cold.
retiring from this game. I'm done.
You either extend or you cut. Is all there is to it. I don't know. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, coming and hanging out with us in the VIP lounge once again. We appreciate you. We will be back here tomorrow because, like we said, the Suns are on a back-to-back right now, and that will happen at 4:30. Yeah, it's an early
East
one.
Coast game. Also,
So-
just a little reminder, we mentioned it a little bit in pregame, but should the Suns make a move and it be a pretty significant move, we will be going live whenever that happens. So just, have your alerts set, your notifications, make sure you've already subscribed to us. If it's just kind of an average move like Torrey Craig last year, although we love that move, we will probably just resume with normal programming and talk about it at our next show that evening or whenever that
because
next thing
depending
should
on
be.
when it happens, we have a game tomorrow. Obviously, we've got a game on Thursday right after the deadline.
Yeah.
Wednesday, we're kind of just going to play it by ear. So, like Saul said, keep your notifications on and keep an eye out on our.
And I
Twitter
have been
account.
assured that if Sticks gets traded, then the only DJ Father and Espo will do a live rendition of Sticks Kids. So
Oh boy,
Somebody
where's that
suggested-
auto-tune at?
Somebody suggested we actually have to be traded with him. It's part of the contract now after the song. I don't know if that's true though.
depending on where that was, I might not be too opposed to that.
I
don't
mean,
know.
depending on where you're going, who knows? I guess we'll find
They
out.
probably sent us to Minnesota, and I'm like, oh my god, I quit.
Buck Dog, I feel your pain. You could always turn on notifications for a specific Twitter account if that's easier, but it's up to you. Just an
Buck
option.
Dog, why don't
throw
you
out
want to
there.
join us for every show?
But anyway, so we will be back tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. with a pregame show before the Suns take on the 76ers, and then once again after the game is over, hanging out hopefully in the VIP lounge. Espo, did you have something you needed to say?
Code JJM, or excuse me, Brian says Espo and DJ Father for the All-Star halftime. So
There you go.
I'm in. Send me to Cleveland. It sounds like the hell that both of us had deserved for creating that video. So.
Code JJM, I think this is a question for you, Saul. He said, is Sticks being traded to a team that needs a 5 or a 4?
4, of course.
Okay.
It's
just
stretch
making
4.
Sure. Just making sure.
He's been a stretch 4 his whole career. He just didn't know it.
All right. Well, thank you guys once again for tuning in. You can follow the show at PHNX_Suns. You can follow me at Lindsay Smith AZ. You can follow Saul at Saul_Bookman. And of course, you can follow Espo at Espo. Oh, can't forget. You can also follow Gerald at Gerald Bourget. Espo, take us
The
home.
man in the box.
When
Both of them. Which
when
one?
your Espo's in a
What's that?
box, remember the 3 steps. Cut a hole in the box, put your Espo in that box, and make her open the box, and that's the way you do it. Ahoy hoy!